Good morning, School District of Indian River County. This is our Facebook Live. We are excited to be here. I am your superintendent, Dr. David Moore, looking forward to having the opportunity to give you an update on what is the first day of summer for our students. Yesterday was the last day of school, so it was an opportunity for us to have a number of celebrations, and we're going to end our program today by highlighting some of those drive-by celebrations that took place. Had the opportunity to attend a few of those as they were happening all at the same time, but it really was a rewarding experience. And I'll start by giving a shout out to our principals who created an opportunity for our students to feel special and be acknowledged for the hard work, whether it was fifth grade going to sixth grade or our eighth graders going into high school. Really were intentional in a difficult time of identifying ways to celebrate their students, as were the families coming together and figuring out, hey, it won't be that traditional graduation ceremony that we have become accustomed to, but we're going to deck out the car, we're going to borrow the neighbor's truck or golf cart, and we're going to get in line and dress up and celebrate. So it really was a rewarding time in a very weird and awkward time, but ultimately it was a great celebration had at so many of our schools. Thank the principals and their leadership teams and teachers for putting that together for our students, and the willingness and creativity of our students and families for really coming up with a very special opportunity for our students. So today, just to set up our conversation, just an overview of some of the things that will be taking place as we transition from what was the digital learning environment going into summer. So we're going to go over some information as we begin that transition, and then share some information and seek some input from you regarding moving forward and preparing both for summer program as well as our opening of schools. So we begin our presentation by looking at our meal distribution. Yes, summer has ended, but we are still providing meals. And if you look, we have 34 meal distribution locations and over 298,000, almost 300,000 meals served. That is absolutely amazing. That team continues to go above and beyond to ensure that food insecurity in the school district of Indian River County within our community isn't a thing to be concerned about. So appreciative of that work. So please check back to our website. There are two changes in the snack and meal distribution slides. That would be Treasure Coast Elementary and Vero Beach Elementary, but you get that very specific information at that slide, at the website. Sorry about that. And moving on to our next slide is an update on our mobile cafes. That's what I was talking about. That is the web page in itself. You see the highlighted information there. Just two slight changes, so please note that. We wouldn't want anyone showing up to receive a snack or a meal and then find the location to be closed. So please spread the word. Meal distribution continues to happen with those two slight changes. All right. Now, going into our summer fun. It is summertime. We are in SDIRC Illuminate 2020, which is our virtual summer support enrichment opportunities and growth opportunities for our student. So what you see here is June 15th through July 17th. This is a enrichment opportunity for our elementary students. Really fun, really exciting. Once again, getting back to our webpage, looking at that opportunity to avoid that summer slide. We want you to slide into the upcoming school year ready and prepared. This is exciting opportunities to engage and to connect in a competitive way, represent your school. Big prizes to be earned for the schools that have the highest level of participation and completion rates. So please be on the lookout. You have a 2-week window to wait for that to begin, but it is K through 8th graders, open to all. That information is our website, and our schools will be reaching out to you, encouraging you to participate. Also looking at our 4th grade students, invitation only June 15th through July 17th. This is very strategic support that we like to provide to students, targeted support, so we'll be reaching out Data has told us, feedback from our teachers have told us that there's opportunities to continue to support and grow and invest in our students. So we want to ensure that we're providing that opportunity, very strategic and intentional of meeting the needs of our students who need that additional support. Our extended summer school program, ESY, as we know it, will be in that virtual space, taking place June 15th through July 17th. And then our credit recovery programs, we're rolling those out as quickly as next week. So students who need to capture that credit to walk across that stage later on in July, that opportunity is open. Students who need that credit to move on to one of our high schools, that opportunity is open. Our counselors have already been reaching out, as well as our teachers, identifying those students, make sure they have access to those opportunities. So as you see on the screen now, this is the registration information. I'll give you a second to digest it. We want to maximize participation. We're continuing in this virtual reality. So please visit our website, digest this information that's being presented to you now in order to ensure that we are maximizing our participation. All right, moving on. You can see the number to call there for registration and eligibility for the voluntary VPK. So that is our summer experiences. Reopening of schools and summer activities announcement. So earlier in the week or over the weekend, the governor announced that sports teams and athletics and summer camps can get back to work. And for a school system, what that important information was being shared directly connects to our athletics and our teams coming together. So currently what we are doing as a district is working to identify the protocols and structures that will be in place in order to ensure when we return, we are prepared. We have effectively communicated the requirements and protocols that will be in place in order to provide the opportunities to begin to condition, begin to train, and everyone fully is aware of what we're asking our athletes and our coaches to do, and we're following through by clearly communicating those protocols. So we are working on those. We anticipate that we'll be fully up and operational by July 1st. Also, we are in the process of collecting information as we move into next school year. And this is a slide that captures just the beginning of some data questions that we're asking. We've had about 1,300 people participate in the survey. It's just been up for just over a day now. We want everyone to have the opportunity to complete this survey. It is on our webpage, on the home page, and you look here, these are some questions that look at some of the restrictions and some of the challenges that we have to solve as a district upon returning to school. So if you look at this first slide, it speaks of if we had to return and restrictions had to be in place, what is it that, what would you like to see? Would it be a split schedule where students would go AM and some students would go in the PM? That would be the blue slot, the blue piece of the pie there, with the orange being a every other day model. We're not proposing any models at this point. We're collecting information on what the impact would be to our community. The next slide on the bottom captures some information regarding safety protocols and process that we would put in place as a system, and asking you for your input on, are you okay with those protocols being put in place? Wearing a mask, walking in one direction, accessing the meal and from the cafeteria and returning to the classroom. Things of those natures, things that we think we could put into place relatively easily, but want your feedback and information regarding how you feel about those protocols or restrictions. And once again, you see additional information here where we're looking at the impact at the household. Some of these restrictions that we would put in place have a tremendous impact on the availability of parents at home to supervise their children if given a situation in which we would be splitting time between a virtual reality, a virtual learning space, and the traditional brick and mortar space between the two. So if there is no one home, there are some challenges that we're going to have to address as a community. That is what this slide kind of looks at. So a lot of problems to solve collectively and together, so please take the opportunity to continue to fill out this survey. If you haven't done so already, you see on the last slide of data, once again, looking at what you agree with or our opening of school, the economy. We know what the information that's been provided to this point is that we want to get back to a sense of normalcy. We want our students participating in a program that provides instruction Monday through Friday, even with just the 1,300 filling out that information. We're beginning to receive and understand that, and our goal as a district is to provide an outcome and a decision to you as a community by July 1st. And we feel if we're able to say, and given the reality on July 1st, this is where we are comfortable with in terms of opening schools on August 10th, allowing parents the opportunity to plan accordingly from July 1st moving into August 10th, and leading into that July 1st date, an opportunity to continue to receive feedback and input to us as a system to design the most flexible, structured environment that allows our children to return to a Monday through Friday environment and be provided instruction while they are there in a very meaningful and impactful way. So that is what we're working for. Still a number of challenges to solve regarding transportation, large group assemblies. A lot of work lies ahead, and we'll continue to keep our community informed regarding that process that we would follow. Now we're looking at laptop return and hotspot return, and I want everyone to listen. We began our program by talking through some of our summer programming, and that it is open to all, that enrichment opportunity. And if you are using that device to participate in that program, we want you to keep the device at home and continue to use it to connect and engage in those meaningful opportunities. If you checked out the device and you haven't used it, you see information on the screen today on where it can be returned today. If you're a senior, congratulations, you're graduating. We want to continue to use that laptop, so we'd appreciate you getting that back to us so we could get it serviced, cleaned, and ready to be in use for the next school year. So it is not everyone returns the laptop. If it's absolutely not being used, please, we would like to have it back. If it is a student who is moving to a different county or going to a different educational system or graduating, then yes, obviously we'd like to get that laptop back. And on the screen now is the locations in which those could be returned, and that is happening today. And our graduations still scheduled for July 10th and July 11th. We will begin the planning process with our principals next week. We're looking forward and feel confident that we are going to be able to provide that traditional graduation for our seniors, the opportunity to sit on their stadium field and have that traditional graduation where they walk across the stage. Will there be safety precautions put in place? Will there be social distancing put in place? May there be a limit on the number of tickets in order to ensure that we don't exceed the CDC's recommendations regarding space requirements? Yes, there will be. We're beginning to work with our senior representatives and principals to design what those experiences will look like and begin to push that information out. But at this point, we are confident that we will be able to have July 10th and July 11th as the days that we can have those traditional requirements, those traditional graduations, and that the requirements that would be in place would not impede or diminish the graduation experience. So we're excited to have that. Wabasso school graduation took place earlier this week, a very exciting graduation in the midst of very severe weather. We actually started the graduation in the open space and then moved it into the cafeteria, and it just showed the willingness and flexibility and commitment of that staff and those parents who participate in the educational program at that school. A wonderful experience. And what you see coming on the slides now are a number of drive-through graduations in which we started the program. Here is Beachland, both the previous and new principal. Treasure Coast had it going on earlier in this week. Here is Dodgertown Elementary, once again, an outstanding opportunity. Glendale had it scheduled for one day. Weather came down, they had it the next, and that did not impede the outcome at all. And then Rosewood Magnet School, I was actually there, had a great time participating. Music was blaring. Still can't hear my left ear. Oslo also made it over to Oslo. No, that's Oslo Middle School. Didn't make it Oslo Middle School. And there's Vero Beach, happened last week. And Treasure Coast Technical College, which was a graduation ceremony. And that is how we're going to take a quick break and review the impact of that drive-through graduation at Treasure Coast Technical College. Stand by.
Today we are here for Treasure Coast Technical College drive-through graduation celebration. We wanted to take the time to recognize our students for all of their hard work and sticking with it. Given the time that we're in, many of these students have not had any type of recognition or celebration, so we wanted to recognize that they finished their programs and that they're going to go on to either the workforce or off to other educational opportunities.
It was better than not having anything because then at least you get to celebrate. Yes, you have to do drive-through, but it's still a graduation. You still get to decorate the vehicles, all of that.
It shows how proud we are of them, and they rightfully take their place with the others that have worked as hard in their program.
For them to have that opportunity, to have that shout out, that virtual high five, it's a great way for them to end the year. We wish you the best and all the success in the world.
Yet another example of our faculty, our staff, and our community willing to go above and beyond to acknowledge the hard work and accomplishments of our students. So a lot of information shared today. We will conclude this program by allowing me the opportunity to thank everyone as we complete the 2019-20 school year. We did so in a way that we never thought we would. We completely created a new digital experience. On March 13th, the school day ended, and we did not know that we would not be coming back together at that particular time. And this will be a story that all of us will have to tell for the rest of our lives regarding the 2019-20 school year and how we came together as a community, as a group of educators to design an experience to continue to invest in our children. And each and every single one of you should take a great deal of pride in your willingness, your flexibility, and commitment to our children, to design a very new and creative way to meet their needs in a very difficult and challenging time. And as a result, I think we're stronger, we're more connected, and we are looking forward to having a summer break and preparing and working together to open up the 2021 school year in a way that ensures that we're maximizing the potential of each and every single student in our community. Thank you, and enjoy your weekend.